How did you go through the eclipses in February? I know some of us felt a little bit unsettled with the changes, and because it was an intense period, some of our shadows came up for us to notice so that we could really dig into some of those past wounds and really clear it out so that we can become more stable throughout the year. So in March, in numerology, it's a number 5 month, and 5 is all about change and doorways opening, and lots of extra time is available for us. The aspect of the 5 is that we can at times feel a little bit scattered and flighty and wanting to move more quickly than we're able. So really think about grounding a lot more this month, because our mind can get a little bit fixated on what we want. And I was guided to speak about the spleen energy. We're in the late phase of summer right now, which is about strengthening the spleen, and the spleen in Chinese medicine is about worry or lack of trust, and we can start to get a little bit consumed or judgmental about what we expect or what we want, and a little bit fixated. So this month, think about supporting the spleen. It's your immune system leading up into autumn, and we are moving into autumn this month. It's transition, it's equinox month in around the 21st of March. So as we support the spleen, think about warming foods, orange foods, red lentils, sweet potato, things that will help to ground you and earth you. And that's what we need right now, so that our mind doesn't get really pinpointed on things that we want without actually looking at what else is available for us, because we can get a little bit narrow on what we think we want rather than connecting to the divine and the earth and really allowing the healing space to expand, so we can start to be aware of what else is possible that we haven't considered. I've tried to do this video somewhere else in my garden, and I still had that healing light coming through, so I'm allowing it to come in. So I'm just slightly out of the picture there, so that the healing space is being created in the call for you, so that you can start to feel more supported as we transition. With this focus of the air element in March, air is all about mastering the mind, mastering how it goes into having to know why, having to have all the answers. Why is this happening to me? Or how can I move from, X to Z? But the more we drop down into our heart, away from our mind getting so narrow in the thinking and not allowing what else is possible to come through, that will support you this month. So also on the 8th of March is a double gateway. The 1111 is highlighted on that day, and I'm running a short 1.5 hour course, Radiant Woman, on that day, because it's also International Women's Day. So I'm really activating the energy of the 1111 on that day to harness the healing potential that is available to us, to really awaken the radiance that we are, so that we're embodying more of the light frequency in our body. So perhaps consider that to support you further. So as we're moving into the equinox is when the light and the day and the night are the same equal length. So this is about the light and the shadow in our own body, and that they are in balance, so that we can actually start to bring in the balance of our both divine masculine and divine feminine into the center, into that alignment, so that we're more congruent with the balanced aspects of both. As we shift into autumn, we are moving into, the cooler months, and really needing to support our lung and large intestine a lot more, so that we are able to let go more easily. We are always going through a little mini death every day. We are actually learning to surrender and let go of control, of fear, so we can step into more. So in the past, we've been held back by judgments or family or even partners. So this month, think about being a lot more aware of where your mind goes through judgment, through having to do something. And let's step into just checking in. What am I creating? What can I step into more though, so that I can expand into new possibilities? Really questioning the way you're thinking, so that you're noticing when you are having a limited point of view. It's just a point of view, it's just interesting. Or when other people are judging you, it's just interesting, they have a point of view as well. So as we move into autumn, think about letting go of the old way you've been holding on to things, so that you can start stepping into more. And it could be fear, it could be worry, it could be letting go of that aspect of you, so you can start stepping into more trust, which is the spleen element, deepening your sense of trust in the world, a sense of trust in yourself as well. So let's just drop down into our heart and expand into lowering our barriers a little bit more, so we can step into more this month, so we can start to see what else is possible without being scattered in our mind and flicking around to, I know some of you do have an adrenaline addiction, and no longer going into that, becoming more aware of where's your baseline before you start to get into that burnout stage. So we need to start really building ourselves up a lot more before we go into autumn, so that we're much more stable throughout this month to get the support that you need. And obviously with today's video, that healing light is coming in, that shard of light is coming into your body to allow this new opportunity to let go of past habits, so that you're more willing to step into being more grounded, being more centered, and allowing that space of support out of the judgment of your mind, and stepping into the space in your heart, which is where we access our soul. Feeling more into that space now, relaxing into that. Knowing that you can trust yourself a lot more, balancing the energy of the equinox, the masculine and feminine. See that intertwined like a braid or even a zipper coming into balance right into the core of you, so that we're no longer stepping out of ourselves and leaving our body. So we need to come back to our core, intertwined and connected and integrated, so that we can ground ourselves back into the earth, centered and anchored, building our foundation of trust, trusting ourselves that everything will be fine, the doors are opening in divine timing, and we're just more aware of how our mind goes into the worry, and we're letting that go. The next layer of worry, we're letting that go. That's it. So you can start to ground more into this deepening trust, allowing a lot more light into your body, so that you can start to be more vital and radiant. And that frequency changes you, it changes your environment, it changes the room that you're sitting in, it changes the dynamic of other people, because you're holding a greater space, a new space. And this is your set point. This is your new calibration, integrated and infused into a deeper sense of relaxation, of trust and support. So have a great month.